Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com, bringing you a timeless classic today, Dream On by Aerosmith. Really, this is where it all started for Aerosmith, way back in time. If you find this lesson useful, don't forget, click on that subscribe button. And if you click on the bell, then you'll be notified whenever there's new lessons being posted to my channel. Existing subscribers, I really do appreciate your support and I do enjoy reading your comments, so do keep them coming. Well, without any further ado, let's get into this song. There's a lot of cover, so you know the score. Don't go away.
Preview.
So I've got the camera in very close for this lesson, just so you can see exactly what I'm doing with the fingers on the fretboard. Now we're going to start the song off. It starts with an F minor chord, and the fingering for that is first finger on the 4th fret on the high E, third finger is on the 6th fret on the B string, and our second finger is on 5th fret of the G string. Now picking, and I use the pick for this, I know some people use their fingers for this one, but I just think you get a sharper attack using the pick, which sounds close to the sound I hear on the record. Now what we're going to be doing on that is we're going to pick up on the E and the B string in both strings, and then we do a down pick on the G string. And that's the pattern that we use continually through this song. So we start off with doing a up, down, that's your first part. From there we go across to what could be seen as a C minor, and really the finger for that one is first finger on 3rd fret on the high E, second finger 4th fret on the B string, and third finger on 5th fret on the G string. So there's a quick move there. You got this. Moving across. So let me do that again. So that's your first bar. The next bar, we are going to switch the fingers. We're going to keep that 3rd finger on the 5th fret on the G string, and then we're going to switch these two fingers. So the second finger moves onto 4 on the high E, and your first finger moves onto 3 on the B string. Now this one, you do an up pick, but you don't do a down on the 5. So we hold that for a whole count. And then we go and then play again. So we get this. So far, finishing on that 5. Now this part here, bit of a stretch this one. We are going to leave that 3rd finger on 5, and then we're going to stretch the second finger down to 3rd fret on the high E, first finger down to 2nd fret on the B string, and we're going to play this. So again it's just up, down, finishing on that 5. So that's your first part of the sequence. Now we're going to go back to that F minor chord, and we're going to continue with that down, up, finishing on the 5. Now we're going to drop our little finger onto 6th fret on the high E, and we continue with that down. So we're playing that twice. Now we're going to stretch our little finger out to 8 on the high E string, still keeping that shape there with the fingers. You can release the first finger if you want. I just like to keep it in place. And we're going to play that 3 times this time. So down, up, down, finishing with that finger on the 6th there. Now for the next part, we're going to repeat the same 2 bars as we did in bars 1 and 2. So we go to the F minor, drop our little finger on 6th fret. So that's all the same. Now we're going to move up here. So we are doing 8 on the high E and 6 on the B string. But we don't have to worry about the G string anymore. So we get this. What I'm doing there, I'm doing this 8, pulling off, and I'm going to hit that. So we get this. Now we start the next sequence on bar 5 exactly the same as we did previously. So we're doing this. So that's all the same as we did previous. Now for bar number 8 we're going to play this line. So I've got my first finger on the 6 on the B and my third finger on 8 on the high E. And I do this, I'm going to be playing. Really what I'm doing moving down is this. Now we're going to move up to 9 on the B and 8 on the high E, and we're getting this. So it's this 9, 9, 9, 8 to a 6, 6, and hitting the 6 again. Now we are into this kind of very neoclassical harmonic minor type run that he played. So I'm going to just break it down part by part. Now the first bar as we come out of this, very easy. We're just alternating between 6 on the G and 5 on the G. So that is your bar 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we've got a very quick run. So what I'm going to do, I'll play it through, then I'll break it down. So what I'm doing there, I'm playing 6. This is on the G starter fault. I'm doing 6, 5, 3, 5, 6. Then I'm going to go on the B string, 5, 6, 8. Move up 1 fret and I'm going to do 6, 8, 9. Move up 2 frets and I'm going to go 8, 9, 11. Let me play that for you very slowly. So the next part, this is going to be a slur and pull off down the B string. So let me just play it through. So what I'm doing there, I am doing 9, 11, 9. Moving down to 8 and I do an 8, 9. Moving down 2 frets, so I'm doing a 6, 8. Moving down 2 frets again, I'm doing a 4, 6. Moving down 2 frets, I'm doing a 2, 4. And then I move down to 1st fret. And then move all the way up to 13. So I put this all together on the left section, we would get this. Right, now let's go and look at the first verse. Now, verse starts off the same as the introduction, so we're going to play through this line. And we keep repeating that. Now, on the fourth time round, we do this. We're going to start off exactly the same. But this time, instead of doing the stretch down, we go back to the F minor and we're going to play two of these where we got this. Now this time we're going to stretch our first finger down to 3 and we're going to do two of them. So we've got 3, 6 and 5. Then the finger moves up, first finger, go back to the F minor. And then move it back down again to 3. And then we go to this line that we did previously, but we're going to do 2 bars of it, going that 6, 5, 6, 5. Now we are going to look at chorus number 1, I'll play it through and then I'll break it down for you. So we are starting off on an F5 chord. So we're up here on 8th fret on the A string and I'm holding down 10 on the D string. And we're playing. So we're moving down 2 frets to an E flat. So we're on 6 and 8. And then I'm going to move down 2 frets to a C sharp. So I'm on 4 and 6 and then back up to that E flat and then we go back up to the F and we repeat. Finishing with that line there, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we go back to that original line that we did in the introduction. So we're on this F minor. So again, we're back to this 4, 6 and 5. And we play the introduction the same. So we're finishing on that 5 there. Then we got this little run here, which is first fret on the low E, to 3, to 4, change strings to the A, and we do A, 1, 2 and 3. Move across to the G, first fret, and then finishing on 3 on the D. And we hold that for the remainder of the bar. Now after the chorus, it goes back into a verse, which we have already covered. Then it goes into a chorus, which then leads into the instrumental section, which is what we're going to look at now. So chorus number 2 starts off the same way, so I'll just play it through. So, I'm starting off on the F5, down to the E flat, to the C sharp, up to the E flat again, and then I've got this little passage where I am playing 5 on the G, and then I got 4 on the D3. Then I do a 5 again on the G, and then 4 on 5 of the D. Then I do a 5 again on the G, and then I do 4 on 6. And back to 5 on the G, and then 3 on the G, and I'm doing 6. And then I go and do this 6-5 on the G string for 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then we are into the instrumental section. Let's have a look at the instrumental section. I'll play it through, then I'll break it down. So we're going to start off with that F minor chord again, and we're going to play 5 frets. So we're playing 4 on the E, 6 on the B, and 5 on the G string, and we are going to play G string 5, and then high E 4, B string on the 6 down to the 5, and then we're going to repeat the same thing again, which is E, B, 5. So we get, and we drop our little finger on 6 on the high E, and we're going to play E string 6, 6 on B, and 5 3 times. And we stretch our little finger down to the 8 on the high E, and we're going to play that twice. Then we're going to play the 8 again, slide up to 13 on the high E. So we play that through nice and slow. So the next part, we're going to hold down 8, and I use my little finger for that on the high E, and 6 on the B, and I have my first finger on 5, and we're going to play 8 on the high E, 6 on the B to 8, and then we've got 6 on the B, and then 6, 8 on the high E, back to the 6, 6 again, and then to the 5. So I put that together. And then I go back to the B and do 2 6s to 8, and then I move to 8 on the B string, slide up to 9. So we get this. So the next part, we change the order. So what I'm doing now, I'm playing the 5 on the G to the 4 on the high E. So I'm skipping over. And then I'm going to do 4, 6, 5. So I'm playing through that chord twice. And then I'm dropping the E 6. So I get. And I keep the finger in place. And then I'm going to play this 5, 6, 6, 5 twice. Moving up my little finger to do the 8. So I get. And the final one, we get this, between the 8 and the 6, they get. So it's 8, 6, 8, 6, 6, 8, 6, 6. Now it goes back to a chorus, and then it goes into the guitar solo. So we're going to look at that whole section stage by stage. So we start off with the normal chorus line, which is this F chord, which is down on the 8 to 10, 8 on the A and 10 on the D string. I'm going to play that. Moving down 2 frets to the E flat, to the C sharp, back up to that E flat, and then we go into that normal line that we looked at before, which is that 5 on the G to 3 on the D string, then 5, back to 5 again, to 5 on the D, and then 5 again, to 6 on the D, then we do 5 on the G, back to 3 on the G, so we get the next line. So what we're doing there, we're doing 5, 6, back to 5 on the G string, then we move up to 8, and we're going to play 8, 9 to 10 on the D twice. Then we come down to 10 on the G, pulling off to 8 on the G to 10 on the D, back to 8 on the G, and then we've got a full tone bend on 10 on the G. So we get so the next line goes like this. So I'm playing 8 on the high E to 8 on the B, 11, pull off to 8, and then I do 10 on the G to 8 on the G. Then I'm going to play 10 twice on the D string, doing 8, 10 on the G, 8 on the B, back to 8 on the G, and then I've got a full tone bend on 11 on the B. So put that together with that next line is just an ascending line, so we're going from on the D string, we're going to go 3 to 5, and then 5 to 6, and then 6 to 8, and then we throw in this little E flat 5 chord, and then we go up to 16th fret on the B string, where you do a series of full tone bends, 4 of them. Next line, we start off with a full tone bend on 16, down to 16, 13, 15 on the G, and 13 on the G. So we get and then I've got this little line that finishes it off, which is 13 on the D, and then I do 15, 14, 13 on the A. On the low E string, I do 16, 13. So I put that all together. Then we back to this lineup. So I do 3 on the D, and then sliding up to 5. Then 5 to 6. Then 6 to 8. And I've got this bar which goes playing there. I'm on the A string, I'm doing 8, 6, 8 on the E, then 6, 8 on the A, to 6 on the D, then I've got 8, back on 8 on the A, double stop, I roll my finger over to pick up 8 on the D, to 6 on the D, back to 8 on the A, then I do a 6, 10 on the D, and then I've got 2 8s on the G, and then 10 on the D. Now I've got a series of double stops here. I'm going to do 13, which is on D and the G string, and I'm just playing 60s. And then I do 15 on the D and the G. Let's put a little bit of a brass on the last one. So the next part, I move down to a B flat 5 power chord. So it's 1st fret on the A, 3rd fret on the D, and I've got. And when I'm doing that B flat, and then I do 3 3 on the E and the A. Move up to 4 4, to 6 6, to 8 8, to 10, to 11, to 13. Hit one more time, and then I just go to a C5 power chord, which is 8 on the E, 10 and 10 on the A and D, and I just do a series of 8s. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And from there it goes into the chorus, which repeats out to the fade, which means we've covered all of the sections to the song. Now I hope you really have enjoyed this lesson. I have enjoyed putting all this together. It is a classic song. If you did enjoy it and you did find it useful and you'd like to watch more of my videos, click on that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That way you'll be notified of any of the new videos that I'll be posting. Well, I am going to let you go, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. So until then, this is Jeff Sinker from SkyGuitarLessonsOnline.com, wishing you well. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, goodbye.